Hi, welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now, near 200 subscribers. This is your GFW Impact update for you. That's right, Global Force Wrestling, going to give you all the big news stories from this week. Of course, cannot ignore going straight into it that, of course, we had the gauntlet match to determine a brand new GFW champion this week. Eli Drake picking up the victory and becoming the new GFW champion, besting Eddie Edwards there as the final person that was with him in that gauntlet. And gotta say, I'm a big fan of Eli Drake, big fan of his work. He is a little bit green when it comes to the in-ring side of things, but on the mic he's absolutely top-notch. And I think really carries himself pretty well, and I'm pleased to see him as the Global Force champion going forward. Definitely a much better choice in my personal opinion than El Patron. And it'd be interesting to see how things go forward with him going into Bound for Glory. But speaking of Bound for Glory, one of the main things that is for this video is the rumoured matches for Global Force Wrestling's Bound for Glory, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be taking place on November the 5th this year. Now, of course, Impact are recording a lot of episodes ahead at the moment with their latest set of tapings. So some of these matches are confirmed, some of them are rumoured, so we'll have to wait and see as it all pans out. But this seems to be the Global Force World Heavyweight title match expected, which is Johnny Impact, of course, Johnny Impact making his debut this past week in the Gauntlet on Impact Wrestling, facing Eli Drake. That is expected to be the main event match for the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Elsewhere, we have got the Global Force Wrestling Knockouts match, which is Gail Kim, Taryn Terrell, Ali, and Sienna. All four women in this match, and this match is confirmed. Chances are it's probably going to be for the Knockouts Championship as well. Of course, Sienna is the current champion, although that has not been confirmed in the report that I have seen. Elsewhere, the GFW X Division title match, which sees Matt Sydal, Sanjay Dutt, P.T. Williams, and Trevor Lee. Others may be added into this match is one other thing that's been noted on here. One match that surprised me seeing it's confirmed, but not personally a fan of it, is the Monsters Ball match, Grado versus Abyss. Now, of course, Joseph Parker has been helping Grado to remain in the United States as part of a storyline, and it seems that obviously a turn is going to be down the line, and we're going to get Abyss back, who recently just left us to come back as Joseph Park. Now, is it like a Finn Balor kind of character where he's won in one place and then when he wrestles he's Abyss? I'm not so sure. Maybe that would be a better way to go, but I'd be interested to see how that storyline is going to play out, because for me at this particular moment, not so convinced with it. One other match though that has been rumoured as well is James Storm and the Impact Grand Champion EC3. Now remember, these two were not were a bit of rivals at the last event, the Slammiversary, now going to be partners. Doesn't really make sense to know that either. Going to be taking on Tejano, which if you're a Lucha Underground fan will be aware of him, and Phantasma as well will be the team that is rumoured to be taking on Storm and Carter. So a lot of big names there, not mentioned at the moment, of what could be on this GFW Bound for Glory card, including Moose, Bobby Lashley, Eddie Edwards, Kongo Kong, Muhammad Ali Shira. There's quite a few names still not been added yet, so it'll be interesting to see where they fit in onto this card. Looking at it personally, I don't think it's the most exciting card that I've seen in the world, but I wasn't that excited about Slammiversary, and it turned out to be better than expected. One other bit of news that broke this week as well with GFW is one talent that left the company. Low Key agreed terms on his release. He wasn't happy with his creative direction, if rumours are to be believed, and personally, I wasn't really a big fan of the way that he was being booked either. Wasn't really a fan of the ring attire. It just didn't seem right with me, him wrestling in a suit and this Hitman style gimmick. It just didn't seem to work for me, and I don't know, I just kind of feel that the wheels just didn't really turn as well as they could. They've thrown him in LAX just for the sakes of it. For me, didn't really work, so I'm not quite sure how long he's going to last into these tapings, low-key, but he has left GFW, so when I go to the next set of tapings, he will not be there, and perhaps sadly, if you're a GFW fan, he will not be performing at Bound for Glory. I personally would like to see him go to ROH. I think that would be a good destination for him. Some of the smaller athletes do tend to have a pretty good go when they go to ROH, so I think that it would be a good place for him to do his craft and perform going into the future. But that's everything for me, anyone. This one quick short update video for you there, all the latest news for Global Force Wrestling. If you like the channel, please give it a subscribe. If you like your WWE news as well, then of course, definitely a place to come and check this out. And of course, I love to give all the previews and predictions for pay-per-views as well, so expect that closer to the time with, of course, Global Force Wrestling and the WWE pay-per-views as well. But that's all from me. Take care. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time here on SCW.